normalcy. That when you see it, it makes you think, I don't know if this guy is ever really going to be a true player.
Well, there's one thing that bothers me, and it's obviously a guy who is a true player and is a Hall of Famer. Like when Miggy wears sunglasses.
You don't like guys wearing sunglasses? You know what? It's funny you say that because
I don't know why.
My son does that.
Oh, really?
And and I understand it in the field, right? Because you field and fly balls.
Yeah.
But he does it at the plate too, and I kind of tell him, like, dude, why do you gotta wear the sunglasses at the plate? Well, it helps me see the ball better. I don't know. And I think for young players, they see Miggy do it, they want to do it.
Possibly.
And I do believe
I'm sure
that's
there's other
part
players that do it besides Miggy.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, if it helps you see the ball better.
It's worked well for him.
Yes, it has. Although I don't remember him doing it that, in his glory years. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't remember him doing that.
Well, there are a lot of people out there who, if they see a quarterback wear their hat backwards, like in press conferences and stuff, they don't trust them.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like Ditka used to have a big problem with quarterbacks who did that.
There are a lot of old school coaches
Yes.
that have an issue with not wearing a hat the correct way. I had this because I always wore mine hat backwards, and maybe it was because we were, the offensive line, and we had a license to do things differently.
Yes, you did.
That they never really brought that issue up. But for your quarterback, like, I have no issue with that. Some guys just like wearing it backwards. Some guys look better with the hat backwards than they do forwards.
There's some other things that, for instance, I think people who draft players or should we say, give demerits to players based on Wonderlic scores, I think is ridiculous. A guy can throw the ball. He's proved it in college. He can be a leader. I don't care what his Wonderlic score is.
I agree and disagree at the same time, because there is the playbook in the NFL is very different than it is in college, and the game is very different, which is why we see some quarterbacks be very successful at the college level and can't do anything at the NFL level. Now, if that's going to be the deciding factor on whether you take a guy or not, it may be on where you would take it.
Okay.
But I think that does play a little bit of a role into the analysis of that position.
That's fair. Terry and Novi, you're a 97 on the ticket.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
I got a beef. I got a real beef with this bitching and moaning about Kenny Pickett wearing a glove. I get it.
I did.
But every damn receiver in the NFL and in college wears gloves. You know why? Because they can't catch the damn ball without it.
Well,
Why are we pissing and moaning about receivers?
Well, because the gloves actually do serve a purpose for the receivers, and I understand the purpose for Kenny Pickett as well. But it's a norm that wide receivers would wear gloves.
Now it is.
Yeah, it is the exception to the rule that quarterbacks would wear gloves, which is why it seems so different.
John, have you ever seen Tom Brady in cold weather wear a glove?
I have, yeah.
Okay, there's a reason why you put a glove on.
And that would be?
Because it helps them grip it better.
Well, there's receivers who wear gloves because it helps catch the ball better, and it also prevents their hands if they get tackled or spiked or something like that.
I don't know. That's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. You know something, Stone?
What?
Listen, I'm so tired about these athletes that just whine about things because they have to do this and they have to do that because, you know what, it helps them do a better job. Kenny Pickett's the same way. He just happens to have, a smaller hand than most quarterbacks. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt that it helped him do what he did at Pitt. And let's embrace it. Say, hey, man, good for you.
I totally agree with you.
Sure. I don't know. We just brought up the fact that Richard Sherman said it's hard to trust a quarterback that wears gloves. And
it's hard to trust a receiver that doesn't.
No,
nobody said that.
What I'm trying to do is trying to tell you that it enhances their performance.
I know, but like John said, he doesn't trust linemen who wear sleeves
in cold weather.
Well, you know what, John? Good for you. You're right. It's toughen it up. But how about the outfielders that wear sunglasses on a sunny day but never bring them down?
Oh, the flip. Yeah, that makes no sense either. Or guys that wear eye black at night.
Well, I did ask that question a couple of times, and the glare of the lights. I tried wearing eye black a couple of times because you'll see it in the NFL or football players, and I just never felt it made a difference.
We have some ticket texts. Basketball players that wear headbands, don't trust them.
That's a great one.
John Olerud wearing a helmet in the field was always weird to me, but he was great.
Well, I'll double down on that when the pitcher used to wear the starter jacket on the bases. I hated that Jack Morris did that. It was a bad look.
As a lacrosse goalie, you were shunned for wearing shin guards.
Oh, really? Sport I don't know a lot about.
The glasses at bat, keep them on so your eyes do not have to adjust all the time. This caller is an idiot. The receivers have gloves. Receivers have gloves not only to catch the ball, but to reduce blistering, and they're receiving a ball that is already spinning. The quarterback is the one who actually spins the ball and needs the fingers and the laces in total control to do so gloves don't help that, period.
That was a good
Laugh
point.
my ass off. Performance-enhancing gloves.
What about the wearing the T-shirt under the basketball jersey?
Yeah, I was never a big fan of that, but the Georgetown was when we started it, so I was never a big Georgetown fan either. So,
Yeah.
97 won the ticket.
Rock songs that will crank up the good times, featuring songs from Van Halen, The White Stripes, Kid Rock, and more. Search for Tailgate Rock on the Odyssey app to listen. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Twin Peaks. Longtime Piston great and NBA Hall of Famer Bob Lanier passes at the age of 73 due to an unspecified illness. 6'11" center, well known for his size 23 shoes, being the #1 overall pick in 1973. Teammates of former Piston mayor make that Detroit mayor Dave Bing in the 70s averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds over his 14-year career. Tigers and A's splitting a Tuesday afternoon doubleheader at Comerica Park. Tigers taking game 1 6-0. Derek Skubal pitching 7 shutout innings. Jamer Candelaria hitting a key 3-run double in the 7th. In that game, Tigers snapping a 27-inning scoreless streak, their longest of the 21st century. Game 2, Tigers get beat 4-1, getting no runs off a pitcher making his big league debut. Tiger rookie Alex Fado pitching well, going 5 innings, giving up 2 runs and 4 hits while striking out 7. Today, it is pitching prospect Joey Wentz making his big league debut for Detroit against the A's. 7:10 the first pitch. That's right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Tiger pitcher Casey Mize making his first rehab start Thursday for Toledo. Justin Verlander throwing a one-hitter for Houston over 8 innings. In 2017, the Tigers received 3 players for JV, none of whom are in Major League Baseball as we speak. Red Wings take the A spot in the NHL draft lottery. Montreal gets the first pick. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is a Wednesday, along with the governor, Craig Hargrave, Heather Park, John Jansen, Michael Stephen Stone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Stone.
How are you?
I'm doing terrific.
Good.
And
Glad to hear it.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Then we'll get into it. A little sad about Bob Lanier. Just
Yes.
a great guy and a legend, and passing away last night at the age of 73. And we'll talk about that coming up. About 6'18".
Yeah.
He meant to so many people who grew up as Piston fans. He and Dave Bing, the foundation of what we have now is Detroit basketball.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But anything exciting in your life yesterday?
Anything exciting yesterday? I don't know. Every day seems like it was so long ago once we get going in the morning that I can hardly remember what I did yesterday. So apparently nothing too exciting.
Good. Hey, sometimes that's good.
Yes. Turn the page, move on.
Yes.
What the hell happened? I don't know.
I think me and John are going through this thing where we both think like some days feel like 3 days.
Oh yeah. Yesterday definitely was a 3-day day. It was from here to Ann Arbor. All of TJ and I had the podcast, which we're going to hear a little bit of that audio here in just a little bit, and it was Ann Arbor to do the podcast, and then last night kids obviously have all their activities, so it was a go day.
I get that. Yesterday, and I did this before, but this was not as bad as the last time this happened to me, where I used my memory, which really is not great.
Right.
I thought I had a dentist appointment.
And yesterday was we talked about this off air. It was the perfect opportunity because you had a Tigers doubleheader and you get the gas.
Yeah.
Which there's probably no better way to watch the Tigers than hi.
I know. Exactly. You are correct, sir.
Picked the wrong game.
Yeah.
Yes. So, not only that, he picked the wrong day.
But I realized after I left here, I said, wait a second, my dentist appointment is May 12th. Today's the 10th. I have till Thursday.
So you cleared the schedule.
I cleared the schedule.
Did you go hit 9 holes?
No, I didn't. I played. I will get into this later too. I played pickleball with my wife and her friends and my sister-in-law. It's the only man. It's kind of weird.
Oh, but why?
No,
it's not weird.
No, it's fine.
Did you win? I mean, that might be weird.
I think we won. I played in three games. I think I won in 2, basically.
Singles or doubles? Doubles. Did your wife say, "Can we switch partners"?
No, we all switched.
Oh, okay.
So I played with my wife once, my sister-in-law once, and some other women once. Anyway.
Some other woman.
Starting at a threesome yesterday. Played with all of them.
Yes, exactly.
Pickles and balls.
All right, let's get back to the Tigers there. Hey, they won a game and they scored 6 runs, okay?
12 hits, 6 runs.
Scope had 2 hits and a home run.
Yes.
The ball left the yard.
Yes. The memes on social media of what is this home run thing?
The Tigers' social media department were basically trolling themselves. It was really good.
I thought so as well.
We appreciate that self-deprecating humor when it's from their own team. Candelario had 3 hits, including a bases-clearing double. Scuba's the story to me. Well, he's their MVP right now.
Right now, there's no question.
Okay. If you award an MVP to a crappy team, 7 innings, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, he was outstanding. So he felt good going into that, the doubleheader, and then the Tigers faced some guy, Adrian Martinez, whose ERA, I believe, in AAA was over 7. The Tigers.
This is his first year in the major leagues, correct?
This is his first start. I think it was like a call-up. 5 1/3, 4 hits, and he made them look really silly. So he had great stuff, but they had a lot of feeble at bats. Faedo pitched pretty good. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, but they did make it interesting. They were down 4-0, loaded the bases in the 9th,
walked in
a
Cabrera.
run, and then Meadows. You had a feeling that, oh man, how cool would this be? Grand slam, walk off, or just keep going.
Well, for those who think the thing can be flipped around a little bit, it could have been a turning point.
Yeah.
To get that rally and come through there. But just the reality situation, it's like there's this weird dynamic. Like people almost have like a feel-good thing from yesterday because of the first game. But the second game was the warts that are
Yes,
real.
exactly. They looked feeble at the plate again. And I know we're going to talk to AJ, and they're just things that I just don't understand how some of these guys, really good players, they're decent, but it can be so late on swings.
Yeah.
Obviously, Miggy age is catching up.
Well, and I was curious in the 9th when Miggy did get his signal. What was he still running the bases for?
Because they were so far behind, his run wouldn't have made a difference. That's what.
No, but still, I mean, you got to put pressure on him any way you can. I thought that was.
You're not going to take a risk with him, that base runner.
Right.
So I see what you're saying, John. He can slow
somebody
things,
out there with
he can slow things down because let's say the next guy gets a walk and then the next guy, gets a single that would score Miggy. Yeah, the pressure could come quicker, but I don't know. That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I mean, I know back in the Leland and Osmus days, there were instances where either Miggy or Victor was pulled and it bit him in the butt later because they actually went to extra innings.
Yeah.
But the way Miggy's, swinging the bat, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I totally understand the question.
I'll say this:
it.
I think Candelario and Scope have seen the worst of it.
Yes.
Like it does look like they're turning at least towards what they've typically been.
The problem is, you know how long it's going to take them to get back to like
220.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No.
As long as they escalate slowly,
Yes.
they're going to play better baseball.
Yes.
And so we were talking about that, I think, on Monday, where with both of them, that it's just going to change. It looks like it's changing. They're hitting the ball harder.
Yeah, a little bit. So hopefully, Joey Wentz, by the way, will get his first major league start tonight for the Tigers right here on 97 with the ticket.
The Tigers just weren't able to capitalize on that inevitable Adrian Martinez turnover that happens in a game.
That's well played.
Did he clap 5 times before every pitch last night?
I don't know. He was couldn't tell whether he dropped it or not. They had to go to replay. Anyway, playoffs last night. The Philadelphia 76ers didn't show up last night. Very unenthusiastic performance. Miami blows them out by 35 points. They lead that series 3-2. You're playing it. It's game 5. You show up and do that crap. Oh, there's my funny dog shoes today. That was a disgrace. The second game, so I'm not going to blame it. Phoenix, they beat Dallas 110-80. 19-point differential in the third quarter was a turning point. So the Suns lead 3-2. Both those series go back to the teams that are trailing. So there'll be a stave situation in those series. Hockey. Carolina holds serve at home. They beat Boston 5-1. That series is now 3-2 Carolina. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I watched a lot of this game. A great game. Tampa led 2-0 after 1. It was 2-1, and then next thing you know, Toronto takes the lead. Tampa ties it, and then Matthews scores the game winner 4-3. And what a play! I mean, I didn't even realize it at the time, and then they talked about it, that Marner does it on purpose. He takes a shot. It was like a 2-on-1, and he purposely took a shot that he knew the rebound would go right to Matthews, and he put it in the empty net. It was incredible. That was a planned play like that. It was just a great hockey game, and Toronto wins it 4-3. They lead that series 3-2. And out west, it was the road show. The Blues in Minnesota win it 5-2 as Tarasenko had 3 goals in the third period. So St. Louis can pull the upset on home ice coming up in a couple of days. And the Los Angeles Kings in overtime over Edmonton in Edmonton, 5-4 the final. The Kings now lead 3-2. They can go to LA, go back home, and hopefully for them pull off the upset. Adrian Payne, the winner in overtime. By the way, for those of you who like to know what's going on with former Detroit Red Wings, Troy Stetcher, who the Wings traded at the deadline, had his second goal of the playoffs for the Kings, and Double A, Anthony Siu, also scored for the Kings. So the Kings can send Ken Holland packing when they go to LA tomorrow for game number 6. Oh, by the way, one of the most boring events of all time that I watched yesterday, the NHL draft. And the Red Wings get no luck at all, which we didn't expect. They only have like a 6% chance to even move up at all.
At least they didn't have bad luck.
True. They stayed at 8. So I think the New Jersey Devils were the team that moved up a little bit, so they have the second pick. And the team with the worst record rightfully gets the first pick of the draft. The Montreal Canadiens, where they will be hosting the draft in Montreal. All right, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Coming up next, we'll talk a little bit about the passing of Bob Lanier and what he meant to basketball in this area, 97.
And the playoffs are here, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each and every week. You're going to get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. And same-game parlays are what I like about FanDuel Sportsbook. You can create your own. You can build your own, and then you put down a little, and you get a chance to win a lot, and it keeps you intrigued the entire game. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and best of all, when you win, you're going to get paid in as little as 2 hours. If you're new to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Jansen. Once again, that's promo code Jansen, and if you already have an account, you're all set to bet, no sweat. Either way, you're going to get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA, also an official partner of 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over and present in Michigan. Refund issued is now withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full term to sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Bishop Airport, dealing with a couple of closures this morning. One of them, 96 westbound at Fowlerville Road, shut down due to an accident. You can use Grand River around it. Then in Northville, there's a closure due to an earlier house fire. 8 Mile is closed from Haggerty to Griswold. Escape the cold and head to the beach with ultra low fares from Flint Bishop with Allegiant. FNT has more nonstop flights to Florida than ever before. Book your fun in the sun today at Allegiant.com. Flint Bishop Airport, not the only way to fly, just a better one. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Coming in at 5'3", it's #1 mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you can pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom! Shakalaka! That's why they call her the Master of Moolah, the Sultan of Savings, the Queen of Cash. And now, also with Xfinity Internet, you can get unlimited data, Wi-Fi equipment, and a free Flex 4K streaming box included with a 2-year rate guarantee and no term contract. All for just $30 per month when you add an Xfinity mobile plan at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New fast internet 300 megabits per second customers only. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Dell Technologies wants to celebrate all your hard work with these Small Business Month specials. Get great value offers on powerful laptops, desktops, and servers with Windows 11 Pro starting at $499, plus top monitors and docks, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. It's the perfect time to upgrade so you and your team can stay secure from anywhere. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL to refresh your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Dell recommends Windows 11 Pro for business.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Can we double check the incline here? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's me, the number 3, with some exciting Michigan lottery news. I guarantee 3 you're gonna love. It's tripler time.
3 cheers for Club Keno players. Because for a limited time, it's tripler time.
Love it.
Random tickets will print with a doubler or tripler message. If it appears on your winning ticket, your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled.
Would you mind repeating that last part?
Or tripled.
Sweet.
So the fun's as easy as
1, 2, me.
with Club Keno tripler time.
Only from the Michigan Lottery.
Lottery.
Oh, sorry.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
And now an important message from music superstar Willie Nelson.
Hi, I'm Willie Nelson, and for as long as I can remember, I've been fighting for legalization of the one thing that can bring comfort to millions. And of course, I'm talking about Skechers. You see, Skechers shouldn't be illegal. They have so many people
can we stop the commercial? Willie, I don't think Skechers are illegal anywhere.
Really? But they feel so good. I just assumed that the man made them illegal.
No, you can wear them anywhere, Willie.
Well, pass the Skechers.
Skechers comfort feels so good, it should probably be against the law. Because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has all the fits and features you need for ultimate comfort. Fits like Arch Fit, Relax Fit, Wide Fit, and more. And features like max cushioning and air-cooled memory foam. It's legalized comfort.
You know what? I'm going to wear my Skechers across state lines.
You do that, Willie. You do that.
Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive's Home Court Explorer lets you easily compare our direct rates with multiple companies. Now that we've covered something you could do, it's time for Sports
definitely could not do. If you were head coach, you would not have gone for it on fourth down. Your confidence in your play calling ability might be a little overblown, considering you're barely confident in which restaurant to order takeout from, let alone choosing a play in front of 70,000 screaming fans.
But you definitely can use Progressive's Home Quote Explorer to easily compare rates. Coverage for Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in most states or situations.
Do you have an opinion? Of course you do. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97-1 the ticket. Failed to mention there was a no-no last night.
Oh, yeah.
Reed Detmers of the LA Angels. Yeah. And Verlander had a no-hitter going into the 8th inning.
I played a fun game when I saw that headline. Reed Detmers throws no-hitter.
Yeah.
What team does this guy play for?
You know what? I had to, I saw it on the ESPN, so I clicked it. So I got the information.
Yes.
He was the #1 left-handed pitching prospect in baseball.
Paid off.
Yes, exactly. This is 12th, I believe, career start as well. All right, the Detroit area saddened by the news, Piston fans, and actually the entire NBA, when it was announced late last night that Bob Lanier has passed away at the age of 73. I got to know him a little bit when he would come to the Palace all the time, you know, during the run, you know, because he was an NBA ambassador. But more importantly, a great guy. And people who knew him when he played here, he lived in the Southfield area. I know friends who they would drive by his house and he'd be out playing with the kids in the taking shots in the driveways and things like that. Obviously, it was a different era back then in the 70s. My earliest remembrance of Bob Lanier, because I didn't grow up here, was in college, not when I was in college, but watching college basketball on the East Coast. He played at St. Bonaventure. They would play Villanova and all the Philly teams a lot, and he was amazing. And in fact, his senior year in the regional final against Villanova, he got injured and kept him out of the Final Four, where his team lost to Jacksonville with Artis Gilmore, another giant at the time.
Yeah.
And the person who actually injured him in the collision was his soon-to-be Piston teammate, Chris Ford. Played for Villanova. But Lanier was just a great Hall of Fame player. He averaged, as his Piston, over 22.5 points per game. Him and Dave Bing set the foundation for Detroit basketball.
Right.
When they moved to Fort Wayne, from Fort Wayne here, in the late 50s, early 60s, I think it was. They were just a middling team, and then they were so bad, they got high draft choices, Bing and then Lanier. The two were really good friends. And Bing, Lanier, he wanted to win. So he asked to be traded, and they traded him to Milwaukee for Kent Benson and a #1 draft choice, which turned out to be Larry Drew. He never won in Milwaukee, but he played very well for Milwaukee. Like I mentioned, Hall of Famer, 8 All-Star games. Mm-hmm. He was the 1974 All-Star MVP, and he just put a smile on everyone's face. Now, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. And throughout the show, if you have any memories, encounters with Bob Lanier, or things you remember watching him play as a Piston, feel free to call in any time, because he is a Detroit legend. Like, he didn't stick around to become mayor like the great Dave Bing did, but he was just a really good, he was a huge ambassador for the NBA.
For the last 30 years.
Yes, he would go around to Europe and Africa and all these places to promote the game of basketball. There wasn't anybody who he didn't want to talk to. Named Gaddaber, just a great person. And you might remember, AV fans, that he was referenced by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the classic here.
Listen, I've been hearing that crap ever since I was at UCLA. I'm out there busting my buns every night. Tell your old man to drag Waltman and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes.
What's that? Ready to get the autograph?
Yeah.
Your career?
He was also in the movie that you brought up, I believe it was last summer, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Oh, Lanier was in that?
Yeah, he was in that one. But I never had a chance to meet him. But everybody that did says the same thing that you did. that he was just a great guy to be around. He was a lot of fun, loved life, loved the game of basketball. And my memory of Bob Lanier has nothing to do with him playing paint. It was walking into a shoe store, and it was a Foot Locker at the time, and they had the monster shoe. And I, as a I don't know, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, I looked at that and I thought that was unbelievable that somebody could.
I believe it was size 23, 22 or 24.
And 22 is what he's written for.
Yeah.
And just to look at that and think as a kid, that is the size of someone's foot. My God, it was unbelievable.
Yes, it was. Let's go to Paul and Romeo. You're in Central Jim.
Hey guys,
Hi, Paul.
down in Tri-Day, we show up and shoot
third-degree fleeing and eluding, and 1 count of arson. And he'll probably plead not guilty as well. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Here's a few reasons why you should, or you might want to take a break from social media. So there's a new study that found avoiding any social media platforms for just 1 week significantly improved a person's well-being and also lowered levels of both anxiety and depression. This isn't really that shocking. I think we all know that taking a break from social media is a great thing, and that while social media is an
show. The Blues in Minnesota win 5-2, and the Kings in overtime in Edmonton 5-4. So the Kings and the Blues lead those series 3 games to 2. Queens, by the way, NHL lottery, no lottery luck. They will have the 8th pick in the draft, but you guys will see. Picking wherever he picks is just to draft backstrokes, tweakers, everything. Evans is going to be on the team next year. So 3 for 3, maybe make it 4 for 4. That would be good. And as we've been mentioning earlier today, Bob Lanier passed away at the age of 73. The Dobber, one of the great Pistons of all time, a Hall of Famer. We'll take calls if you want. Text throughout the show. Get into the Lions in a second, but Jim from Fraser on 97 on the ticket.
Very good. I used to do back in the 80s. They were in church in the late 80s. Very young.
Harry Hunt passed away?
Yeah, Harry.
I didn't know that. The man with the truck, Harry Hunt.
Yeah, he passed away. And about 3 months ago, he passed away. But I was doing my internship for him and ended up working with Pete Scores. But
yep.
When I was working with Harry had that shoe, Bob Lanier shoe in his office. And I used to put my own shoe with my dress and my own shoe inside his shoe. But you know, so funny was he would sit there. And one day I walked around the corner and there's Bob Lanier, and I was like, I'm like 20-something years old. I'm like, oh my God, look at this guy. He's huge. I mean, he was so big. He was like a gentle giant. I mean, it was like the nicest guy I've ever met. He was in the office one time. I don't know if he was there for, obviously. I can't remember, but he was really nice to me. We gave up 3 interns here at that time, and he was like really nice and talked to us for a few minutes. I thought it was pretty cool for a starter to sit, because usually they don't talk to you. And he was pretty cool. Him and Dave being both pretty cool. I met him too. And it was a class act, so when I was my Bob Lanier story, I was putting my shoe in his shoe with my dress shoe on.
Yeah.
But you're right. It was John, it was huge. I can't explain it until you see it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then to be able to put your shoe inside of his.
Thanks, Jim. Is that bigger than Shaq's shoe? I think so.
I don't know what Shaq's shoe is, but yeah, when you see it, you can't believe that there's a human being with a foot that long.
I know.
It blows you. It does blow you away.
All right, the Lions, as we know, ended up year 1 in the Campbell-Holmes regime, 3-13-1. Big news: they traded Stafford. He goes and wins the Super Bowl. The draft was pretty successful for what most people believe.
Yeah.
And that's not just me, but the experts. They got good grades if you even are into that stuff. But this isn't just a local deal where people are really optimistic about the Lions. Personally, I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they'll improve. Maybe they'll double their wins. But who knows? You never have injuries. A lot of things can happen around the teams in the league. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network actually has an answer to who he believes is the most improved team from the draft.
I'm going to say the Lions. How often does an NFL team walk away with maybe the best offensive player and best defensive player in the draft? So they get Aiden Hutchinson. Trayvon Walker goes 1 to Jacksonville. The Lions can't even contain themselves. They turn in the card like 5 seconds later. They get no time about everybody talking about him on TV because they know Aiden Hutchinson, that's obviously the guy. Then Brad Holmes starts making calls to come back up. They end up trading with their division rival, the Vikings, going to 12 to get Jamison Williams, who, but for the ACL injury he suffered in the college football playoff, might have been the first receiver drafted and quite possibly would have been looked at across the league as the best wide receiver in the draft. 2 huge needs for the Lions. Hutchinson will bring the attitude they want to bring to their defense this year. Williams, obviously, they had no receivers a year ago. 2 big pickups for them. They were aggressive doing it.
Yeah, get after the quarterback. Yeah. Attitude on defense, and then on offense, you've got some big play potential, some game-making potential. And, every time I hear that, I wonder what the conversation is in Minnesota. You traded our number 12 pick to the Detroit Lions, and they took quite possibly the best offensive player in the draft.
And then they took one of those picks to trade it the Green Bay Packers.
Who then
So
took
the Vikings basically gave up Jameson Williams and Christian Watson.
Yes.
Dave Watson turns out to, either of them turned out to be really
Really
good
good,
players.
yeah.
So I know that from what I was told, Viking fans were not very pleased on draft night.
No, but
still, you never know. They got, Andrew Booth was one of their picks, and I think they got another defensive back in the second round or safety or something like that. They could turn out to be really good.
And I think what's interesting is going into last year and even throughout the course of the year, because it was only a 3-win season, what was the conversation surrounding, let's just say, Dan Campbell? It was, this guy is a clown. It is antics. It's I want a live lion. I'm going to bite kneecaps. I'm going to do all of those things. And now this year, going into the season, and some of it is, they get Hard Knocks, which is kind of a play on what that conversation was about.
Yeah.
But they want to see what's going on in Detroit. Everybody wants to see what's going on in Detroit with him. Is there actually going to be a live lion? But the conversation now is on the improvement from year 1 to year 2 of what could not necessarily just be the talent that is on the roster, because they didn't really do much in free agency. DJ Shark was their big signing.
And Deshaun Elliott might help. Hopefully, will help a lot in safety.
Yes, but now the conversation is, okay, what do they do with this talent? How much does it help? And yesterday we talked about the odds have gone on Caesar Sportsbook from 60-1 Coach of the Year for Dan Campbell to 25-1, and it's still long odds.
Yes,
it's still long odds. But to make that happen, and we'll get a chance to talk more about this tomorrow. The schedule will come out. But yesterday, I sat down with TJ Lang, and we talked on our podcast, The Necessary Roughness, where you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. And his expectations, Stoney, you think I'm sunbeams and rainbows?
Yeah.
Listen to what
Sunshine and lollipops.
Sunshine and lollipops, whatever. I know there's some moonbeams, rainbows, all that stuff in there. This is what TJ thinks about this year's Lions team. Can the Lions go from a 3-win team, and let's throw the loss in there, 4 non-losses, can they get 4.5 more victories to get to 9 wins and earn a wild card spot?
They better. I think that's what the expectations are.
You're thinking that the expectations are that they're a playoff team this year?
No, but I think we talked about it last week that I think anything lower than, I think I said 9 wins. Did I say 8 or 9 wins? I think anything lower than 8, I think I want to say, was my expectation, would be, in my mind, not good enough. And that's coming from me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's realistic, because it's such a weird spot to be in where, like, do you remember the last time the Lions had, and you mentioned it earlier, this much, like, publicity that's been positive?
And there has been a lot of positive publicity. We'll get a chance to talk about the schedule, but when we come back, what we know about the schedule, and I can't wait to hear your take on what TJ had to say, because it looks like you are just brimming with something to say.
It's the opposite of sunshine and lollipops. 97-1 the ticket.
Shocker. Hey, Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, they know that buying a car, the business has changed quite a bit over the last couple of years. No more walking around the lot to find the color you want. No more kicking the tires. No more high-pressure negotiating. That's all changed. Custom ordering your new vehicle is now easier and quicker than ever, and you get exactly the vehicle that you want. I can tell you this is true because I've recently done it with 2 vehicles, one for my wife, one for myself, over at Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The experience was truly an easy one. Go see my friends Bill and Tim and their entire team over at Southfield, and trust me, you're going to be happy you did. You don't want to miss the Ram Make the Switch event going on right now, where you can get the John Jansen deal on a new 2022 Ram Bighorn starting at only $299 a month. And if you mention my name when you take delivery of your new vehicle, the guys at Southfield mentioned they're good guys. They're going to throw in a $500 gas card to go along with it. So whether you live in Northfield, Berkeley, Detroit, or Dearborn Heights, you're just a short drive away from the best car buying experience you're ever going to have. You can visit them online at southfieldchrysler.com. And remember, all roads in all towns. Lead to Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 11.5 and Telegraph.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, a little bit of good news heading out towards 96 westbound at Fowlerville Road. An earlier accident has cleared. The freeway has been reopened. Keep in mind, though, that if you're heading out towards the Northville area, there is still a closure due to an earlier house fire. 8 Mile is closed between Haggerty and Griswold. It will be closed until further notice. Then in the work zone, we picked up a new problem. Southbound 75 at 12 Mile, where an accident leaves only the right lane open. Be prepared for added delays as you head through that stretch. Maybe try Woodward as an alternate. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5 Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery.
This is JR with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. James Harden sucks. I'm sure you've heard that a lot recently, especially after another dud last night with 14 points and the Sixers lost. Putting up borderline all-star numbers just isn't good enough. Harden is 32, looks uninspired and washed for what he was. And oh yeah, he can still earn $47 million next season just by showing up. I'm JR.
Hustle up, we've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Improve your gas mileage and save money with Fuel System Cleaner from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for just $10. Plus, earn double O Rewards points and get your next reward even faster. For a clean, lubricated, more efficient fuel system, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Attention all home sellers, it's Mark Z with EXP. While nobody can predict the future, what I can tell you is inventory is lower than it's ever been, causing home prices to be higher than they've ever been. It's a great time to sell a home, and buyers are lined up because they know interest rates are going up. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, call official realtor of the Detroit Pistons, me, Mark Z. I'm not bragging, I'm applying for the job.